Welcome to day number 1 of the 30-day challenge. If you're new here, my name is Nick. Last year, I built a 6-figure online marketing agency, and in the next 30 days, I'm going to build a new online business. And the goal is to generate at least $3,000 in reoccurring revenue in these next 30 days. And when I say reoccurring, it means that it comes in every month. So that would be annualized revenue of $36,000. So the way I'd like to structure these videos is first give you some information on what I did on this exact day. Sorry about the ringing in the background, that's my dog. What I did the day, the exact tasks, the things that I completed, and then after that kind of go a little more into the theory behind the tasks and kind of tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing and kind of explain a little of the theory behind it. Okay, so let's get started here. On this next page, I put together a little to-do list, or I call it the to-done list, basically the things that I accomplished. And these things are only the things that I did in regards to this new business. Keep in mind that I'm also running my main business, so this is more of a side project for me currently. Okay, so first and foremost, most importantly, is I decided on a business model. This is super important. I would say it's the number one most important thing that you need to decide when going into business for yourself, because with the wrong business model, you can put the same amount, you can put in the same amount of effort and hustle into two business models. Depending on which business model you do, one will pay off great and other will just be a pain in the butt. So it's really important that you get a good business model, and this is what I'm going to be elaborating on and talking a little bit more about later, and talk about the business model that I chose and why I chose it. Secondly, I decided on a niche within this business model to focus on. So basically, who are my customers? And in tomorrow's video, I'll talk about niche selection and why it's important to avoid certain niches and why other niches are good. And I'll talk about a few metrics to keep in mind when choosing a niche. And then lastly, I started writing a direct mail piece. I haven't finished it yet, but direct mail is the number one outreach method to get new clients, at least for me. And I'll have a separate video on that too, and talk about why I do that versus email outreach, cold calling, and all of that. Okay, so now that we're done with my to-done list, let's go ahead, create a new page here. Still getting used to this new iPad. Okay, my dog's getting in the way. Okay, so business models, exactly. It's very important that you choose the right business model. I'm going to talk about a few popular business models right now. I like to watch a lot of online marketing related YouTube videos, and one thing that always comes up over and over again is Amazon or Shopify, some sort of e-commerce. E-com. If you want to go that route, great. The reason I decided against it, I actually had an e-commerce idea that I started, but then I kind of left because of some of these reasons. One is it takes a long time to get to market. Depending on your idea, of course, it varies, but if you want something that's original, something that will last, it's probably going to take a while to get it to produce it, get it to market. You have high inventory costs, so you have to pay a lot upfront to get the inventory. Drop shipping nowadays isn't really an option, or it is, but it's harder and harder to get into from what I've heard. And then lastly, the margins aren't great. I mean, if you're into supplements, okay, that's a great product, but a lot of products you'll see all these people posting on YouTube how they had made $50,000 on their Shopify store. Well, if you actually look at the numbers and see what they're profiting from that, it's not actually that much. So I kind of avoid e-commerce. Then you have a few other business models that are popular that I'm just going to lump together here. I'm just going to call it info. So this is information products like courses, ebooks. I think it's a great business model, but you really have to see, do you have something valuable to teach? Are you really an expert? Let's say you're the #1 strength coach in the US or in the world. Yeah, come out with an info product. You'll do great. But if you're a nobody, if you haven't proven that you're great at something, it'll be really hard to convince people to pay a lot for your product. You might say, okay, you can do affiliate marketing, and that way you're selling somebody else's product that has those credentials. It's true, but you're really just acting as a salesman for them, and you're not building up any long-term assets. So what I gravitate towards is the agency model, or I'm going to say agency / consulting model. And that's basically the model where you help businesses achieve something, usually related to online marketing. And the reason why you want to work with businesses is because they have a lot of money. If you can help them to get a few more customers, they'll gladly part with that money to compensate you. So the money math works in your favor. Plus, it's easy to start. You don't need to know much. You just have to know enough to actually add value to the business. There are different types of consulting businesses. You've got SEO agencies. You got pay-per-click. You've got Facebook or social. These are all basically different ways of generating traffic, so people to the website. And there are drawbacks and there are pros and cons to all of them. SEO, why is it great? It's the business doesn't have to pay anything in ads, meaning if they pay you $3,000 a month, all those $3,000 go to you. Of course, you need to spend a little for the actual service, get people to do the citations or backlinking, but you get to keep a good chunk of that money. Whereas with pay-per-click, if somebody pays you $3,000 a month, a portion of that will be ad spend, meaning that goes to Google, and you keep part for the management fee. Still, it's a great business model. I don't have that much experience with pay-per-click. It's never something I've really gotten that much into. Facebook advertising is something different. That's something that I've been heavily involved in for the last year. And although starting out, it seemed like a great business model because you can get your clients some great results fast with Facebook. The problem is the upkeep is a lot of work because the way Facebook works is you're basically targeting certain people with certain ads, and these people stay the same. And if your ads stay the same, they'll stop responding to it. So you always have to keep the ads fresh, and that is a lot of work, especially if you get more clients and then try to handle it without hiring on anyone in addition. So the type of agency or consulting company that I'm starting is, let me just call it Conversion. Can't even spell. Okay, can't read anything. It's supposed to say Conversion. And what that means, let me just create a new slide. So all these other things we talked about were marketing strategies to get new website visitors. And all of these website visitors basically, in most cases, go to one website. Well, oftentimes the websites aren't optimized for actually generating patients or clients. So a lot of them, a lot of the visitors bounce, or they come to the site and then they leave and never return. So with conversion rate optimization, what we're doing is we're helping the business owner retain more of the visitors and convert them into either patients or into clients or customers, depending on what businesses you're working with. And so the nice thing is, first of all, it may be a lot of setup, but once you have it set up, it's very hands-off. It's something that just runs and you don't have to be involved that much. You want to check on it, make sure everything's working right every now and then, maybe add some updates, but in general, it's pretty hands-off. But so that's a good thing. And then also they don't need to pay anything for ads, so everything they're paying you is going to you directly. And everything you do has a multiplication effect on all of the other advertising methods. So if they're doing radio advertising, Facebook, Google, social media, whatnot, all of that traffic, let's say if 5% turn into clients, okay, that's good. If you now help them to increase that from 5% to 7%, or even let's just say a 10% increase. So from 5% to 5.5, that's a huge increase in overall revenue. And it's something that business owners will compensate you for. So it's a business model I like. If you compare it to SEO or pay-per-click, you can't, you don't charge as much per month. So just to give you an idea, for Facebook ads, typically, I'm just gonna say industry standards, for a good niche is about $1,500 that goes to you for management fee. With this kind of conversion rate optimization, probably going to do around 500. That's the price point that I'm thinking of. Depending on the results, we might bump that up. So you'll need more clients to get the same volume, but in the end, it'll pay off because those clients, first of all, will stay a lot longer because they're not paying as much and they're getting great results. But also it's less work for you over the course of time. So if I get a client today, probably in a year, if they're getting great results, they'll still be working with me. So that goes from $500 to now 12 months. That's $6,000 in lifetime customer value, which is not bad for the amount of work put in. And they're getting a multiple of that back in return. They might be getting $60,000 worth of actual value from that $6,000 implementation work. Yeah, so that's a quick overview of the business model. If you have questions about other business models that you're considering, or if you want me to elaborate on anything, feel free to just type a question in the comments, and I'll get back to you in the comments or in the next video, address that question. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Let me know if you have any suggestions on the style, on anything. This is new to me too. Not creating this business, but just being in front of camera, talking about stuff on video. So any suggestions are welcome. And yeah, see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.